watchers, today we will be talking about parallel lines cut by a transversal by Kiara Jackson and Korey Williams. This is the formula sheet. The first thing we will be talking about is alternate interior angles. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the pairs of alternate interior angles are congruent. Here we have angle 1 and angle 3. They are alternate interior angles, so therefore they are congruent. Therefore, angle 1 equals angle 3. Here we have measure angle 4 and measure angle 2. They are also alternate interior angles, so therefore they are congruent as well. So measure angle 2 equals measure angle 4. Next, we will talk about alternate exterior angles. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the two pairs of alternate exterior angles are congruent. Here we have measure angle 5 and measure angle 7. They are alternate exterior angles, so therefore they are congruent as well. They equal each other. Now we have angle 8 and angle 6. They are also alternate exterior angles, so they equal each other as well. Next, we will talk about same side interior angles. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the two pairs of same side interior angles are supplementary. Here we have measure angle 1 and measure angle 4. They are supplementary. So therefore measure angle 1 plus measure angle 4 equals 180. Then we have measure angle 2 and measure angle 3. They are supplementary as well. So measure angle 2 plus measure angle 3 equals 180 also. Next we will talk about postulate angles. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Measure angle 1 equals measure angle 3. Measure angle 2 equals measure angle 4. Measure angle 5 equals measure angle 7. And measure angle 6 equals measure angle 8. Keynote to self. If the angles are supplementary, equal to 180. If it is congruent, equal to each other. If you was wondering what a real-world example looked like, think about piano makers. Piano makers use parallel strings for the higher notes. The lower strings used to produce the lower notes can be viewed as transversals. This is example 1. Now I'm going to give you a few minutes to find each angle measure. Now, as you can see, measure angle 8 already has 120 degrees. So in order to find measure angle 1, they are corresponding angles. So measure angle 1 equals 120, as I wrote. Now to find measure angle 2, measure angle 8 and measure angle 2 are alternate exterior angles. So therefore, you have to subtract 120 from 180, which is 60. Measure angle 3 and measure angle 8 are same side interior angles. So in order to find measure angle 3, you have to subtract 120 from 180 as well, and you get 60. Measure angle 4 is alternate exterior angles with measure angle 8. Therefore, they are congruent. So measure angle 4 is 120 degrees. Measure angle 5 is same side interior angles with measure angle 4. So in order to find measure angle 5, you have to subtract 120 from 180 as well because they are supplementary. Measure angle 6 is alternate exterior angles with measure angle 2. Therefore, they are congruent. So measure angle 6 equals 60. Measure angle 7 is alternate exterior angles with measure angle 1. So measure angle 7 is 120 degrees as well. Now example 2. I will give you a few minutes to find measure angle 1.
I wanna rock with you all night. Rock with you. Yeah, all night. I'm gonna rock the night away.
Okay. Now we want to find measure angle 1. This degrees, as you can see, is 90 degrees. Now remember, measure angle 1 and this are alternate interior angles. So measure angle 1 and 90 degrees are congruent. So therefore measure angle 1 equals 90 degrees as well. Now what you all have been waiting for. Here's the higher order thinking question. Now I will give you a few minutes to answer this. Find measure CBY.
Hey.
Okay. Now here we go. We want to find measure angle CBY, which is this right here, CBY. Now that we know YB is same side interior angles. So therefore, we have to add them and equal to 180. Now here we go. First, you're supposed to do 6x plus 3x plus 9 equals 180, which we have here, and we just equal them to 180. Now we do combine our like terms. So 6x plus 3x is 9x plus 9 equals 180. Now we will subtract 9 from both sides. Then we will get 9x equals 171. Now we will divide 9 by both sides. That will give us x equals 19. Now remember, we have x, but it asks us to find the measure of CBY. So now we will want to plug in our x into the vertex, which is B, which will be 3 times 19 plus 9, which is 66. So now measure CBY is 66. Thanks for watching our video on parallel lines cut by a transversal by Kiara Jackson and Korey Williams. Please subscribe,